I close my eyes and colors fly.
Hey guys, it's so good to see you today. I'm here with Julie and we are going to play a game. So this game is called Helping Hands. Can you show me your helping hands? Helping hands. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say our hands are used for, and then we're gonna tell you something that it's used for and you have to do it. So for example, our hands are used for clapping. And then you all clap. Or our hands are used for praising. And you all praise. That's the way. So you do what we tell you to do when we talk about our hands. But if I talk about our feet, you have to freeze and not do anything, okay? So if I say our feet are used for stomping, you stop, no stomping, and you wait until I say our hands are used for drawing. And you can do that one. Okay, so let's play. Okay, we'll start easy. Our hands are used for clapping. Our hands are used for drawing.
Oh, very nice drawing. You drawing too? Good. How about our hands are used for painting?
Ooh, long strokes.
Down.
What about our feet are used for running? Oh, did we get you? No running, remember? Only our hands. Okay, let's get back into it. Ooh, that's a good one. Our hands are used for rubbing.
And what about our hands are used for washing your face?
Ooh, wash
There you
your
go.
face, wash your face, wash your face.
Get off all that Vegemite.
That's a good idea. What about our hands are used for eating?
Does that taste good? Mine's good. Sure.
Yeah.
Want some more?
What about our feet are used for jumping? Oh, did you jump? I think I saw you jump.
Yeah.
Okay, back to hands.
Our hands are used for dancing.
Oh, yeah. Our hands are used for air high-fiving. Just pretend. Our hands are used for washing the dishes.
Scrub, 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 scrub.
Wash, wash,
Scrub,
wash,
scrub.
wash, wash, wash.
And while you're washing the dishes, your feet are used for kicking.
Oh, did you kick? Remember, don't do what we tell you with our feet. Okay, what about our hands are used for cooking?
Oh, yes.
Cooking.
Stir the pot. Soup, soup, soup. Soup's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Our hands are used for pointing. I can see you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
Pointing. Our hands are used for actions. What about like twinkle, twinkle, little star?
Oh, yes.
Or stars in the sky, yeah.
Spider.
Yeah, or the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Our hands are used for brushing our hair. Brush, 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 brush. Oh, beautiful. Our feet are used for star jumps. Oh, I got myself. Okay. What else can we do?
Okay. Our hands are used for swimming. Do you go swimming?
Swimming. Swim, swim. We did some swimming actions last week, didn't we? What about our hands are used for tying up our shoes?
Oh, yes.
Tying up our shoes. Okay. What about our hands are used for clapping again? Our hands are used for playing the piano.
Oh. Make lots of noise doing that one.
Yeah.
And then I think your feet need to, I was going to say kick again. Let's just do it again. Kick.
Oh. Silly me. I wasn't meant to do that, was I? Okay, I reckon this is our last round.
Okay, last round. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go a little bit quicker. What do you reckon? Our hands are used for praising. Can you praise? Our hands are used for pointing.
Polka dots everywhere.
Our hands are used for giving. Our feet are used for hopping. Did you hop? Oh, well done, guys. Okay, that was awesome. We are going to go do something else with our hands, because did you know that our hands are used for feeling? Let's go take a look. So, our hands are made for feeling. We can feel things with our hands. So, today I've hidden some special things in these containers, and Julie is going to put her hand in and feel what's inside and try to guess what it is. Maybe you can try and guess too, okay? You help Julie.
Please help me.
So, we're going to start with number one.
Number one.
So, Julie, do you want to put your hand in?
Okay. Oh,
What could it be?
soft. It's a bit furry.
Ooh.
Feels like a little animal, maybe. What could it be?
What could it be? What do you reckon?
Oh, I can feel two little round things that are a bit sort of hard and shiny up here. I'm thinking, is it something like a teddy bear?
Oh, shall we find out? Let's take a look. It's a teddy bear. Did you guess a teddy bear? I bet you did. You're very clever. Okay, we're on to number two.
Ready. Okay.
Let me just lift the edge up for you.
Okay. Keep guessing,
Okay.
keep helping.
Yep, and pop your hand in there. There we go.
Oh, okay. This feels a bit cold. And it breaks apart. And I think I could make something with this.
Ooh.
I'm thinking Play-Doh.
I think you're on the right track. Let's take a look. Is it
Oh.
Play-Doh? It is. It's Play-Doh. Black,
Shall we make
squishy Play-Doh.
We could make Teddy a hat, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, number three. There we go. Pop your hand in there,
go.
Julie.
Oh, okay. This is very hard piece of plastic. But it feels like it might even have body parts, like some legs or arms.
There's some legs.
I think I feel a tail. Ooh, I'm thinking it would make a really loud noise like a dinosaur.
Oh, a dinosaur! It is! You're very good at this. Did you guys guess it was a dinosaur
You
too?
do that.
Okay,
All right.
number four.
Number four, let's do it.
Open up this one.
Yep.
There we go.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Don't
Pop
look.
your hand in.
This is
What
a bit
could it
noisy.
Oh, can you hear it?
It's a bit jingly. It reminds me of Santa and Christmas and jingle bells. I think we've got some bells in there.
I think so. Jingle bells.
Jingle bells.
Did you guess that there were some jingle bells in there? Okay, last one. Are you ready? There we go. That's okay. I'm going to lift up the side and you're going to pop your hand in there.
Oh, this one's wet. It's a bit hard to tell if there's a colour when it's just wet, isn't it? Is it water or is it something else?
What do you
What do
reckon?
you think? It's just cold and wet. I'm just going to say iced water. I don't know. Oh, there's no...
It is water.
Oh,
Wet water. How many of those did you guess right? Did you guess them? You know, our hands are used for so many things, and we just did some feeling. Did you know our hands, though, are used for helping
people.
and for giving? Jesus loves it when we help other people and when we give to him, and we can use our hands for that. Why don't we look at a story about a little boy who helped Jesus and gave him his lunch?
This story is about a little boy. And it's called The Boy with Loaves and Fishes. One day, a little boy who lived near Lake Galilee saw lots of people on the hills
"Why have you all come here?" he asked. "We're looking for Jesus," said a woman. "He sailed across the lake with his friends." "Oh, who's Jesus?" asked the little boy. "Don't you know?" the girl asked him. "He does miracles and tells great stories." "Well, I wish I could hear some of them," said the boy. "I'll go and ask if I can come." So he ran home. "Mother," panted the boy, "can I go and hear Jesus' stories?" "Of course you can," said his mother. "I'll pack some food for you. Look, here are 5 little loaves and 2 fish." The boy's mother put the food into a basket for him, then he ran off. "Is Jesus here yet?" he asked when he arrived. "He's over there," said a man with his friends. Jesus had come to the hills for a rest, but when he saw the crowds of people, he felt sorry for them. Jesus' friends were walking among the crowd looking for sick people to take to Jesus. The boys saw Jesus put his hands on people who were ill and talk to them. Suddenly, they were well. They could see, they could walk and run again. They went away thanking God. Then Jesus sat down and started telling the people some of his wonderful stories. The boy listened carefully so he wouldn't miss a word. The day went on and soon the sun began to set. Thousands of people were on the hills, excited and happy, but they were beginning to feel a bit tired and hungry. "Master," said one of Jesus' friends, "shall we send these people away to buy bread?" "No, we must feed them here," said Jesus. "Has anyone got some food?" Jesus' friends went around the hillside asking, "Has anyone brought food with them?" Everyone shook their heads. Then the little boy heard them. He looked at his 5 little loaves and 2 small fish. "I would love to give them to Jesus," he thought. So the boy went to one of Jesus' friends. "I have a little bread," he said, "and 2 small fish. Jesus can have them." The disciple took the boy to Jesus. "Master," he said, "here's a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish." Jesus smiled at the boy and took his basket. "Tell everyone to sit down in groups," Jesus told his friends. Then Jesus took the loaves and broke them. He thanked God, then gave some to his friends. Next, Jesus divided the fish. Jesus' friends started to give the food to the crowds on the hillside. And to the little boy's amazement, Jesus always had more. He went on breaking up the bread and fish. There seems to be no end to my bread and fishes," thought the boy. "How can so little become so much? Jesus must be doing one of his miracles." More than 5,000 people were sitting on the hillside and every one of them had enough to eat. When they had all eaten as much as they wanted, Jesus asked his friends to pick up the leftovers. The little boy counted. 12 baskets full of scraps, he said. "And I brought 1 little basket of food. This is a really great miracle."
We can use our hands for so many things. We can use our hands for cooking. And so I'm gonna make some damper, which is like a special kind of bread. So I've got some flour and some salt in my bowl ready, and I'm gonna use my hands to help me make the damper. Maybe you can use your hands to help mum or dad in the kitchen, or use your hands to help make food for someone else, or to use your hands to give food to someone else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some butter in there, just like that. Scrape it all out. Our hands are going to get a bit messy, so we've got to make sure we have clean hands before we cook in the kitchen, don't we? And what I have to do is I have to rub in the butter. Rub, rub, rub. Can you see that? Rub, rub, rub. We can use our hands for rubbing in the butter when we cook. So now I've rubbed in all the butter using my hands. We are going to make a little well in the middle of the flour. We can use our hands to do this, can't we? To hold the knife and do this. And we're going to pour in the water. We can use our hands to pour. And we're going to go like this with the knife until it all comes together. Mix, mix, mix. Cut, cut, cut. That, we can use our hands for this too, can't we? For mixing and for cutting and for cooking. But most of all, we can use our hands for helping and for giving, can't we? So let's mix it all together. There we go. We've got, maybe just slightly more flour. We've got a nice ball of damper dough ready for cooking. Now we can cook this in the oven, or we can cook it over a fire. And we're gonna cook our special bread, our damper, on the fire. Shall we go take a look? Got some damper here on my sticks, just like that, some little pieces, and I'm gonna cook them in the fire. Ready? Another thing we can use our hands for. We're gonna cook them until they're all nice and golden and brown and ready to eat with some maple syrup. Now we've got some freshly made damper fingers all ready to eat with some maple syrup or jam or cream. So good. Remember, you can use your hands for helping and for giving.
Bye, kids! Goodbye!